Hey everybody, and welcome to Wilderness Warrior. I'm sorry I got tired. And I'm your host, Siberia Miller. So, first I gotta tell y'all how I got this word, okay? And it's, I don't know, I can't say who to say this word, it's gonna be long. But I prayed before I decided to put this out. And I hope you guys take heed and take in what it's saying and get an understanding of it. Okay, and everybody take heed of this warning, okay, for the word that I have got. So it was last night, and I woke up at let me see what time it was. Hold on, because I wrote it down. I woke up at which one I wrote it? Okay, I wrote it in this one. I woke up at 1 o'clock. It was 1 o'clock this morning. 1 o'clock a.m. There you go. I had 1 o'clock a.m. Okay, so I wrote down what happened. I woke up to use the bathroom. Then the name Isaiah came to me, and I was laughing because it be names in the Bible that I just always pronounce wrong because they be so hard to say. And so I was laying in my bed. I went to use the restroom, and I was like, Lord, how do you say this name? And it came to me to go on YouTube and just like look up. It's this page that tell you how to pronounce the Bible names. So I used to say Isaiah. I used to call it Isase. I have no idea why I thought I just said Isase, but that's how I ended up there. So I was just like, Lord, okay. I was laughing because I thought about when God watched Adam name the animals. And I was like, Lord, you be hearing me pronouncing names wrong. I want to do you be laughing sometimes because I really don't know what the names be. So I was like, well, Lord, let's see how many I get right, how many names I can say right. Even though I already know you know. Let's just see. So I was just going through clicking on the names, and the name, I might still say this wrong, but I'm going to spell it. Shechem. So all the videos of the names that in the Bible were saying, this is how you pronounce this name in the Bible. And they'll say the name, right? I did like 5 of them. So when I got to this name, it was completely different. I'm on the same page. All of them are like, I checked to make sure that I wasn't tripping or nothing. So the name Shechem, Shechem. So when I got to it, I always pause the video and I'll try to pronounce it first before they say it. So I was like, Shechem. And I was laughing because I feel like I was saying it wrong. But when I unpaused the video, it did not say, this is how you say the Bible verse. None of that. It just said in this powerful tone. Matter of fact, let me see if I say it wrong again. It said in powerful tone, Shechem. It just kept saying it over and over, and I got quiet, and I was laughing. The more I felt God's presence, I was just like, thank you, Lord. Like, it just came out of my mouth like, oh, thank you, Lord. But it was just like, whoa. And so I was like, I went back to sleep. I was crying. I started crying because I was like, Lord, that moment that I had with God, it just felt so great. And I was like, Lord, this only a small measure of what it feels like to be with you. I can't wait to see what it is like to finally be there with you completely. If it's in your will, because it's in your will for all of us. So that's how I got with the revelations that I got from that word right here. And excuse my handwriting, it's not the best. It was late at night, okay? So that's when I got Genesis 34. Okay? And so let me turn back to my page. So that's what we're going to be. So you guys, it's Genesis 34. And if you guys have already read Genesis 34, it's basically about how Dinah, the daughter of Leah, that she bear from Jacob, she had one with Jacob, how she got raped by Shechem, the son of one of the prince of the king Harold. Yeah, the King Harold. And so God gave me a revelation for that. So I'm just gonna read it to you how I got it and break it down. Whatever the Spirit lays on me to say, I'm gonna say it. So if you guys have any questions, by the way, if I can't answer them, just drop them in the comments. And just start communicating more. If you guys question anything that I may be saying or wondering how I got it, I don't mind going into detail. So just drop in the comments, or you can direct message me. So Genesis 34 verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughter of the land. And I wrote this from the King James Version. But so in this verse it's saying Dinah said, okay, so what stopped me there? What made me stop on this verse? Which I know y'all like, okay, all of the verse is saying is Dinah, the daughter of Leah, she went out to see the daughters of the land that they moved to, the land of where they had moved to, the Hittites or something like that, or was it the Canaanites? I think it was the Canaanites. But I stopped there because the Spirit came to me and said, read that verse again. So I read it again when it says, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And I'm like, why did she go out to see the daughters of the land? What does that mean? So this is what I got from that. This verse is saying Dinah set out to look for companionship, okay, with the daughters of the Canaanite women. She wasn't content with the life she lived, obviously, because she went out from where her life was into what the people of the Shechem, the Canaanites or whatever was doing. She went out to them instead of being content with what God has laid right there for her. She went out to see how they live and seek companionship with the fun, the things that she saw as fun that they do. So, stay with me. So, this verse is saying Dinah set out to look for companionship with the daughters of the Canaanites women. She wasn't content with the life she lived, which was given to her by God, so she set out for something more. This is similar. This is within and similar to the churches. Okay, as we see now, a lot of people are falling to either compromising the things of the world, and they are now actively in the church. So God was telling me how, just like how Dana went into the other people, the Canaanites people, the women of the Canaanites was seeking companionship with them. It's just like with the churches. The churches no longer, their faith is lacking. The faith is getting weak. So they start to compromise because the things that they say the word of temptation. The devil is always continually, all the time, non-stop, sending thoughts to our head that we have to fight through and build up our strength through every day. So the people that are in the churches, they are beginning to fall weak to these things. And the devil has placed himself inside of the churches. Okay? Because just like the Israelites was no longer content after all God had done for them, they wanted to go back to Egypt because they couldn't be patient and wait on the Lord after all He done for them. So it's just like with the churches. After all God has done, everything you're not content with it because you are letting your flesh overpower you, and you want to go live like the people of the world live. You're jealous of what the people of the world are doing. You want to still do those things because it's in your flesh. You letting it overtake you, all right? So that's what I got from that verse. And we as people, yes, it is true. We born of our flesh, but God says once we come to Christ, we die to our flesh and become new. And no, I know better than anybody else. He just gave me to get this word. This is something that I also have to work on. Not wanting to do things that are of the world. And it is hard, yes. But he's stating that in the church. Okay? The church is supposed to be the place that help guides the people. not help mislead the people, or help run the people away, or help push the people away, or help become like the people, but just to get them inside of the building of the church. No. The church is there to help cleanse and make you become more than just your flesh. It makes you become stronger in your spirit. But because the people in the church are no longer looking to clean, they're only looking for blessings and having their hand out for things, but wanting to continue to live in the way of the world, and God's not giving them everything how they want it right then and there, and they're going to the world for it. They're looking for other companionship, which is them either allowing things to come into the church that are not of God. And that just can't be. Okay? So that's what I got from that verse, okay? And we're going to keep going because I know I'll get off subject, but in this video, I made sure I studied, wrote it down, prayed about it, and God gave me the order to keep it on subject so you guys can get a clear understanding of what I'm saying. And yet, if you still don't hear and get a clear understanding, pray and take it to God. Ask me questions in the comments. I'll answer to the best of my ability that God gives to me. Or read it yourself and get your own understanding of it. Maybe God will tell you something different from what He's telling me. Okay? It's no competition here. Alright? So let's go to the next one. Okay. Verse 2 says, and again, this is the King James Version. Maybe I should read the NIV. I'll probably go back over in the NIV, but let me just read it how I have it here, okay? And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hittite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and laid with her, and he defiled her. So if you all read Genesis 34, like I said before, you know that after going to venture into the land, Dinah was spotted by Shechem, and he took her, laid with her, and defiled her because he was drawn to her or whatever and wanted to marry her. After defiling, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but you know the word. Y'all, if you read Genesis, y'all know the word. Like Genesis 34, verse 2. Chapter, okay. So you know what I mean, because I don't want to say it on here on YouTube. But this takes me to Revelation chapter 12. And I'm going to go to verse 4. It's the whole Revelation chapter 12, but I'm going to go to verse 4 and 5 mainly. So, let me tell you, okay. So, let me read Revelation. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to make sure Sinatra ain't putting Play-Doh everywhere. So, I'm going to read the NIV version for the Revelation chapter 12 again. 1 second. Okay. Verse 4. Its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth so that it might devour her child the moment he was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. And her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman fled into the wilderness to a place prepared for her by God, where she might be taken care of for 1,260 days. Okay. So the woman that bore the child, which was, Christ, is the church. Okay? So this is basically saying during the end times, which Revelations talk about the end times, because we all agree with that the church was in the wilderness. Okay? The church is in the wilderness right now. Can we all come to agreement with that? Okay? And what this means with the church being in the wilderness, I guess an example of this would be like, when it comes to wilderness, we've all been in the wilderness before. No matter how many times, all of us, some of us are still in the wilderness. Some of us are fighting through the wilderness every day. Okay, so wilderness is when you're having a tough time and your faith is being tested. You're going through spiritual warfare. You're constantly under attack. You're sometimes falling into temptation, and You just have to stand before God and just bow before God and sit with God, because it's out of you feel like it's out of your control or whatever. So with the churches, this is what I get from it. The church is going through a tough time with sustaining their faith. The churches, the people in the churches, and the leaders of the churches. It's the leaders and then the people. The people follow the leaders, but you do have some people that also go and read the words and study amongst themselves. For the people that's only listening to pastors and sermons and not getting their own understanding, this is not a time to sit and do that. This is a time to get your own Bible, you sit and read, and you sit with yourself with it, okay? Because right now, and I don't know what churches it is, okay? I'm not pointing fingers or nothing like that. I'm just simply saying what God is telling me to give. This is a time to go yourself into God and ask and seek Him in this time, because a lot of people are falling away. A lot of people are lacking their faith. A lot of people are compromising. A lot of people are overcoming with fear and not saying what God are giving to them to say. Instead of preaching by the end time, we're preaching about blessings and having our hands out, or people and things. No, the time now is to get the people to understand. Come to God now. Choose your king, your ruler, the way you want to live now before it is too late. And the church is the one that's supposed to be getting the people ready and leading by example. But how can you lead by example when you're allowing these things that are just not of God? It's okay. We can't discriminate. We can allow all kind of people and things, people that smoke and stuff like that to come to church, but we need to talk to them and try to get them to get away from it, not be comfortable sitting in it. And talking to them doesn't mean attacking them, okay? Talking to them is showing them there is a better way. There is something better. Something that what you're using to fill that void with, whether it be cursing, smoking, drinking, sex, homosexuality, binary, transgender, not having a sex, or whatever it is. Those are all things that you're doing to try to fill a void. The full void that you are missing, the piece that you are missing, is simply God. And once you have that fully and you submerge in it, you should want to let go. But because you're not dying of your flesh completely, because we're so earthly and used to these things, we hold on to them and we bring them into the church. And then other people see you bringing them into the church. So they think it's okay. Well, I can bring this into the church, that they're doing that into the church. When no, it will not sit. So we all need to be there correcting and critiquing each other, but not in a way that does damage, scare people away, and make people fall out from their faith, okay? If Jesus can lead people with being just stern, bold, and living the truth, the only person that could ever live the truth, then we have to at least try, okay? Not bickering amongst each other, not bringing up people old habits and old things they do, are talking about. No, we don't supposed to even, we're supposed to pray, okay? Go and pray for that person. Ask God to help that person. And ask the person, hey, do you want me to pray for you? Hey, well, I think, don't sit on things, okay? Once you have a message to get out, once you have a thing, assignment to do what you need to be done and let it go. Don't do only a little bit of it. Don't halfway do it. Do it all the way, okay? So with the church, if God is telling you to tell the people, I am not happy with this, something's got to change, you need to be delivering these messages, or their blood will be on your hands. And no, you don't have to be harsh, but just ask God to lead you with the words that He's given to you already. Because yes, they're going to hurt, it's going to cut, but it won't steer them away, okay? Unless their heart is already hardened and their decision was already made in their head all along what they was going to do, and if everything they was doing was just for show when it comes to God, okay? So we have to stand strong and be firm, okay? All right? All right. I be writing so fast, y'all know. But that's all I had got from that. Woo. And I just wanted to say that God loves all of us. He cares for all of us. This is why this is happening, okay? The devil don't love nobody. The devil don't care about nobody. Don't let him fool you. Everything that's to come, I pray that we all be ready. I'm sorry. I pray that we all be ready. I pray that our church homes get it together. I pray that everything comes how it needs to come. And I hope somebody take heed of this, okay? I am a 27-year-old woman. And I usually would have said girl, but no, I am a woman now. A 27-year-old woman that didn't receive Christ until 27. And when I tell you, I never believed that I would be placed where I'm at now, following God, because I just did not want to. I don't wear them, but I have markings, tattoos on myself when I was so lost of things, and I almost dang near killed my health because I was just falling down this rabbit hole tunnel of destruction, listening to the devil, not wanting to serve God. And the best thing I ever did in my life was accept Christ, receive Christ, accepted it, and felt that love and joy and that fire. And that, y'all, it's just so amazing. Surround yourself with people that help you receive that faith. Okay? Surround yourself with people that you can just see their testimony. And I promise you, they won't even have to say nothing. God will just start working in you. Because you're going to see that. And you're going to be like, wow. I thank God every day for the people, the 3 women that he placed in my life. My grandmother and stuff, of course, too. But if we're not for Miss Charlene and Miss Angie and Miss Ishana, I honestly feel like I would have fell back away. But because I have a group of women that encourage me, and that just by me seeing their testimony to keep me strong and with God, there's nothing that I can't do and won't do for God. And to help save whoever it is that needs to hear this, trust God. Stop worrying about the naysayers. Stop worrying about what people are going to think of you. And just do it. Because if God is telling you to do it and God is with you, that's all that matters. The negative thoughts should tell you, when the enemy's saying negative thoughts, that should tell you you're doing what is right. So guys, like, comment, subscribe, and become a wilderness warrior. And help fight the great fight. Because with Christ, we are all capable. Bye.